6 years after his first HR startup Zenefits blew up, Parker Conrad's redemption is complete. He's now a billionaire with a net worth of $2.2 billion, by Forbes estimates in the wake of his new HR startup Rippling's lofty valuation of $11.25 billion. Back in February 2016, Conrad had resigned under pressure from Zenefits, while the former unicorn retrenched and slashed its valuation by more than half under new leadership. But by April that year, after spending time at home, depressed and binge-watching Star Wars movies while the Securities and Exchange Commission and state insurance commissioners opened investigations into his former startup, he was back with a new HR software startup, Rippling. He was filled with ideas for how to do things better this time, and there was no shortage of venture capitalists willing to back him. Today, tech stock valuations have tumbled and many VC-backed companies are hunkered down. But Conrad, 42, is prepared for the downturn, having just raised $250 million for Rippling last month. While Conrad declined to be interviewed for this story, and neither he or Rippling would comment on his wealth, in a video interview in May from his home in San Francisco, he said that Rippling still had cash on hand from previous financings and hadn't needed to raise new funds. For me, the rationale was wanting to insulate the company from any potential future macro shock, he said then. I'm terrible at predicting these things. So now his second HR startup is prepared to weather the storm with a boatload of cash. All told, the company has now raised $700 million from top firms that include Kleiner Perkins, Sequoia, and Initialized Capital. And having been scarred by Zenefits, Conrad has made hires at Rippling designed to avoid past mistakes, including General Counsel Vanessa Wu, who joined from publicly traded LiveRamp, and Chief Financial Officer Adil Syed, who previously worked at Snap. We first wrote about Rippling 2 years ago as part of the 2020 Forbes Next Billion-Dollar Startups list. Conrad was trying to find redemption with Rippling, which aims to make human resources easier with software, and spoke openly about those efforts. Rippling today is worth 2.5 times the $4.5 billion that Zenefits was worth at its peak. Conrad, a stocky man with reddish blonde hair who grew up in a wealthy family and attended Harvard, has crossed the billionaire mark for the first time.